Today, we're going to talk about censorship in the Chinese film industry. We hear about it all the time. It's out there with anything from a cartoon to a movie to anything. They're not allowed to come into China. They don't put them in their movie theaters, or they put them in for a short time and then they kick them out, or they make demands on Hollywood. This scene must be changed or you can't come into China. So the folks in Hollywood have to kowtow to the CCP censors over something that we wouldn't censor. It just doesn't make any sense. So let's look at these three actors in mainland China. They're actors, actresses, directors involved in the film industry in China. The first one is Jiao Wei. She's an actress, businesswoman, film director, producer, and a pop singer. Now, she received an overload of criticism for wearing a dress featuring the Japanese military flag, you know, the rising sun. She's a model. She just put on an outfit and it had a Japanese flag on it, and the netizens hit the roof. The nationalists hit the roof. How dare she do something like that? So it ended her career. Her works were deleted from the internet. Now, she was also involved in companies and made money in a variety of other ways, and her assets were all frozen, the shares were all frozen, and I do believe her and her husband ended up leaving and going to stay in Spain or France. Maybe, I think it was probably France. Another rising star in the film industry was Zhang Zhihan, a Chinese actor and singer who had his entire career destroyed and all of his works removed from the internet because he went to a wedding in Japan, and part of the picture taking in the park involved a shot of the Yasukuni Shrine in the park, which commemorates the Japanese generals and so on from World War II, many of which were criminals, of course, and committed all sorts of atrocities in China. And for that very reason, the nationalists in China just abhor that building or anybody who goes to it or any ceremony that's held there any time of year. They always get upset about it. Now, the third celebrity to suffer under this censorship by the CCP is a very talented young lady named Chloe Zhao, who directed the award-winning film Nomadland, which not only won her Best Director, it also won the Best Motion Picture. When she accepted that Golden Globes Award, during the interview, she said, and I will quote, "It goes back to when I was a teenager in China, being in a place where there are lies everywhere. You felt like you were never going to be able to get out. A lot of information I received when I was younger was not true." Very talented lady. Now, the people in China were actually quite upset. Not that she got banned from the internet, but anything about her even winning the award, the Golden Globe Award. It's a biggie. It's like the Oscars. It's the same kind of thing. And they were denied that moment of happiness as a nation. Remember, the 1.4 billion people were now not able to see one of theirs being successful in the film industry. So that annoyed them more than anything else. So everything was taken down off the internet. Of course, her chances of getting anything published in China would be zero now. So she's now living in the US, where she continues to work and not be bound by the censorship placed on her by the CCP. So I've just presented three examples of censorship of artists in China. Now, these three are just a drop in the bucket when you consider how many people are involved in the film industry and have had their work wiped clean from the Chinese internet for any infraction whatsoever that goes contrary to the CCP's narrative. They want to control everything. They want to control a person's life from the minute they're born until the minute they die. And everything in between, they are in control of it. Is that a good way to live? I'm thinking not. No matter what they were.
They were
Unless, of
Nazis.
course, if they wore like a dress that had the swastika on it, the Nazi sign,
Yeah.
that would be a little bit different. But the
So
the flag is on beer cans. It's in every Japanese restaurant. It's in when you walk into a restaurant. They always have the rising sun over the boats with the waves coming in. It doesn't carry the same connotation to the rest of the world as, say, oh, a swastika, the Nazi sign. That wouldn't go over too well, right? But the person's not going to be banned. They're not going to have everything wiped off, everything that they've done, good stuff that they've done, be wiped, basically have their identity destroyed. Their identity is gone. Everything they've worked up to that point is now gone. It's like they never existed. It's sort of a Chinese way of making people disappear.